Hi, I just wanted to pop in and say that the video you're about to watch is filmed like a year ago, with the full intention to upload it then, but that just did not happen. I haven't really talked about it, but last year my mental health just got really bad. That it still is really. I'm trying to get out of it, but it has had ups and downs, but I'm still kind of in it. I don't really talk about it because, to be quite honest, it's none of your business. But so that's why I, at that time, was like really when it started, and I just did not have it in me to be editing that video then and there. And so it just sat unedited on my computer since. And so I finally want to upload it now. But so I didn't want to put this caveat in at the beginning because, it's me from a year ago. Like, I had my purple hair in that time. I was still wearing glasses, so I like physically look different. But also, like, I haven't started editing it yet. I'm about to start. So I don't know exactly what isn't it what I said. And if it's like noticeable that I'm not okay. But if it is that, like, I just wanted to give it a little pop in at the front. So please be kind for past me. And I hope you do still enjoy this. So, hi. I had made an intro for this series that I was gonna use with every vlog in it. Except my intention was to finish this entire project this year. Like 6 vlogs, one posted every single month. This is vlog 2. As of filming, this is the 19th of August. As I'm filming this, I just completed the vlog. I still need to edit it and upload it, but I have a couple of other videos that I filmed yesterday and today, so I don't know like what order I'm gonna put them in. Anyway, it is taking me forever to do this project, and so like the information in that intro is no longer correct. I might make a new one for like vlog 3 onwards, but I didn't make one for now, and I really need to freaking finish this vlog now because otherwise it will take even longer. So this is going to be your intro. I'm reading 3 more of the books that were recommended to me for my birthday. Enjoy. Welcome to part 2 of this little vlog series. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. You want to know something? It is March 18th today, and I haven't finished a single book this month. The reading just hasn't been happening. But I didn't want to get started on this vlog because, like, I can divide it like 1 book in March and then 2 in April, which is totally fine. But to like 3 books for this project in April, like I prefer, to divide a little bit differently. But I have started my first book for this new vlog, and that is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, which is a YA fantasy. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone. And this was recommended to me by Rebecca from, I keep forgetting if it's Reads with Rebecca Nicole or Reading with Rebecca Nicole. I know it's one of the things that, like, once you've said it wrong once, you just don't know which one it is anymore. It's one of those. It'll be in the description. You can see it there. But she recommended this to me, and it had been on my TBR for so long. So yeah, I decided. I was really happy. This was great, and thorns, roses, kind of springy. So I thought, you know what, let's. It's technically not spring yet, but I want spring to be here. So I thought this would be a good time. And also, Kitty from Kitty in the Books, she was going to read it somewhere around here. So we're doing a buddy read of this right now. So yeah, I'm very happy. I have just started. I'm only a chapter in, but this is about Elizabeth, who is a she works in like a library archive type thing with magical books. So they can move, like they're cursed, basically, it's dark magic. And so her job basically is to make sure they can't do harm, I guess. And so she's an apprentice to this job. But she wants to become like a full warden. And yeah, we're following that. The writing so far is really pretty. So I'm really enjoying that. I can't say much because I've just started it. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to get to it. I'm so happy that I can finally read it because I've been wanting to read it for so long. And so yeah, this is the first book of the vlog. I'll talk to you once I'm a third of the way through. So I haven't been reading in March or barely, to the point where I've been reading Sorcery of Thorns for so long that I genuinely do not remember if I filmed a clip when I started this, or like saying I was going to start this, or not. So, in case I didn't, hi, welcome to the vlog. I'm reading Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, which was recommended to me by Reads with Rebecca Nicole, Reading with Rebecca Nicole. I keep forgetting which one it is. It'll be in the description. Go check her out. Her channel is great. But I'm now a third of the way through, and I'm really enjoying this. I quite like the writing style. It's lyrical but readable, which is always great. The story itself is it's interesting. I feel like what the synopsis says it is like the start of it, and I don't think that I could give you really another synopsis without spoiling certain things. But also, it is only that for a very short amount of time. It looked like a few chapters. But basically, we're following Elizabeth, who is an apprentice at this great library where they have a lot of magical books. And there's like different levels of magic that these books could have. And they're also like based on how like dangerous they are. Like if your book is level 1, like that's fine. It's not gonna hurt you in any way. But if you're like level 8, then you have to be very, very careful with this book. Keep it locked away and stuff. And so at one point, a possessed book arrived in this library, the Book of Eyes, a book is full of eyes, which is very dangerous, and so they have to take care of this book, lock it away, keep it, make sure it doesn't hurt anyone, basically. Um, until one day this library is attacked by a demon and things go from there. I feel like I'm giving you a terrible synopsis, but yeah. But Elizabeth is accused of being behind this demon attack. And so we go from there. We meet a sorcerer called Nathaniel Thorn. And, you know, there's like a little start to like a romance going on, and yada yada yada. It is very much like YA of this era. What exactly did this come? Let me see what year did this book come out. 2019. That is actually more recent than I thought. But it feels very like 2010s YA fantasy, I feel like. Like, not in a bad way. And it's not like the early 1910s, definitely, but I was more like 2016, 2017 would have been my guess, but like 2019, fine, sure enough. It has a very like familiar style that I love. It's a bit like fairy tale-esque in some regards. You know, with a strong romance, all that. That I'm quite enjoying. But it's also quite interesting because every time I think I know what the book is, and I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, like this is how the rest of the book is gonna go, it changes and it becomes something different, and like certain things that I thought would be the plot for the book are resolved a lot quicker than I expected, and so I do appreciate that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I was like, oh my god, I figured out the mystery so early on, but then like we got information. I'm like, okay, maybe I was supposed to figure it out now, or like this aspect of it. Um, so yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking the plot a lot. I'm liking the vibes a lot. Elizabeth is like very naive and not very intelligent main character, but I feel like it kind of fits because she grew up insanely sheltered. She doesn't know how the world works, and I like we aren't being told that she is super like wise and that she knows all this and that she's super clever. Like I feel like we're just she's just a naive character, not a character who's supposed to be very intelligent but keeps making stupid decisions, if that makes sense. Um, so while I'm something like, girl, come on, I don't mind it as much in this one. Um, I think the problems that I have, if any, um, have more to do with me as a reader at this point, because I'm 20 now. Um, and I'm definitely feeling that I am. I get to a point where YA starts to feel very, very young, and I feel like I'm getting a little too old for YA, but I'm not old enough yet to be reading YA again. Like, I feel like in a couple years' time, I'm gonna be able to appreciate it again. Um, when that I'm a little bit older than I am now, but I feel like I need this little like dip where maybe YA fantasy isn't fully for me anymore, just YA in general. But then again, saying that, there are YA books that I do like. So Yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm reading this book at a time where my brain is dead. Um, like I said that I was barely reading in March because I was so freaking busy. Um, I, if you don't know, hi, I have directed a play. Um, which yesterday was the final show of the play. Um, and today I was just sleeping. I needed it. I was just sleeping all day long. And like if the moments that I wasn't sleeping, I was like just watching YouTube brainlessly. Because I am so my brain is so tired and so fried from the past couple of weeks. Um like especially like the week leading up to the premiere was insane. And I really needed today as a resting day. And so keep in mind that I've been reading this book in that brain state where I was also insanely stressed about everything. And like, I was very prickly in those times. I definitely need to apologize to a few people in my life. Um, because I just, uh, like little things annoyed the crap out of me for no reason. So keep in mind that my annoyance with this book, I mean, I don't have a lot of annoyances because I like it, but the annoyances that I do have with it feeling young and frustrating because she is so naive, could also be because like I just don't have this haven't had the space in my brain to take people's crap the past couple of weeks. So I think that in the rest of the book, that won't bother me as much. I also feel like this updating is all over the place. Because again, my brain is dead. Maybe I should have waited with this update, but also I want to be able to continue with this book because I have been at the third for like 2 days and I was like, I want to continue this, but I need to film my update first. But I was putting off filming this update because I know it is. But I want to continue reading this. So yeah, here's the update. Sorry if it sucks. Deal with it. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading this. I feel like I am forgetting things that I was gonna say. Um, but that's too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading, and I will talk to you when I'm 2/3 of the way through. Hi, I got a haircut, and I dyed it purple again. Because I missed the purple, and I'm really happy now. And also, I got 2/3 into Sorcery of Thorns. I am really loving this book. It's great. It reads like a fairy tale. I really like it. It is dealing with some like feminist themes in it, um, which like I've mentioned a couple times that I don't love the lack of nuance that sometimes are happening in feminist books, which um I feel like are less the case in here. Um and if there is like it's a YA book. So there's like a bit part of that also works, but also I like it more than a lot of other feminist historically books. Um I like that it's also changing up what it's doing quite regularly. Like you think you know what the book is, and then it changes into something else. And like I like that. There is no part that is really overstaying its welcome because of that, which is really good. Um I also love to find family in here. that is like going on between our main character Elizabeth and then Nathaniel and Silas, and I guess Catherine as well. Really like that. I love what we're doing with, trying to fight the bad guy and figure out a way to save the world, and also figure out what they're doing, which is really fun. The magic is really fun as well. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We had a little bit of a sad moment. Which, oh, I'm stressed and I want to keep reading. So I'm not going to make this update too long. Also, there was one thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, there was a little while at the beginning where I thought that this would be like kind of fanro type thing, like romantasy. It's not that. Not at all. It's the romance is really not a big focus in it. Like it's there, between her and Nathaniel, but it's really not the focus at all. So there's a lot happening that Nathaniel isn't even there, or involved in or whatever. But I do love his character. I do love his romance. I'm very interested in how his character is progressing because I think that he's quite interesting. Interesting backstory, sad backstory. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading this and then give you my final updates when I finish the book. Sorry that I feel like I'm not really saying a lot in this update, but I'm really liking it, so yeah. Hi. Sorry you can hear the dishwasher in the back and like people outside are loud, so if there's background noises, that's what it is. I apologize. But I wanted to give you two updates because first of all, I finished Sorcery of Thorns and I don't know where like the actual book is. I can only find the dust jacket. So I'll just be holding up this, I guess. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I had a great time. I liked the characters, I liked the writing, I liked the plot. I thought that it was just fun and like it changed what it was doing quick enough like to like none of the parts overstayed their welcome in any way. It was just, it like kept moving forward, which I really liked. I loved the found family that was being formed between Elizabeth and Nathaniel and Silas, and so the ending was quite emotional in that regard. If you know, you know. And just, yeah, I really liked it. My biggest complaint with this is like the actual climax. I don't want to say that it was like rushed, but it kind of felt like, okay, here's the climax, okay, it's done now, and following action. And I'm like, it just went so quickly, I felt. Like, I wish that the climax took a little bit longer and was like a little bit more involved, if that makes sense. I do think that the solution to the mystery is very interesting. Yeah, I did not predict that, but I really liked it. Yeah. Overall, I had a great time with this. I give it like 5 stars, I think. I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad that I finally read it because it has been on my TBR for so long. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this. That's all I have to say about Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. And then I've also already started the next book for this vlog, which is Stay With Me by Ayòbámi Adébáyò, which is in a contemporary book set in Nigeria, about this married couple who are unable to have children. And so because of that, the husband decides to marry a second wife. And our female main character is really hurt by this and doesn't want this, and we sort of see how like the dynamic between them and how their actions are shaped by this, you know, him deciding that he's gonna marry someone else as well. And there are some very heartbreaking moments so far. So definitely content warnings for infertility, yeah, that one mostly, but also just, you know, he kind of like married another woman without like discussing with her first. So we have some like unethical non-monogamy going on. So that is there too. I really like it. I feel really invested in the character, and then I really feel for especially our female main character. And I really empathize with her and how this must be so hard and hurtful and insulting, and you know, it's, yeah, kind of heartbreaking to read. I really like the writing overall, but there is one part of the I really struggle with books that are multi POV and that are also in first person. Like single POV in first person, fine. Single POV in third person, fine. Do multiple POV in third person, all good. But just multiple POV in first person is just confusing. Especially because at the beginning of the chapter, they don't tell you in whose POV we are. Which, like, usually it becomes clear through the context relatively quickly. But I still think it's, like, confusing for no reason. And I don't like it. So yeah, that is the thing I don't like, just generally in books, which is a personal preference thing. That is my biggest issue with this. It goes by pretty quickly. It's not too long either. It's a good book. I think it's very well written. Is it necessarily a book that I would pick up in any given day and like the type of stuff that I'm reading all the time? No, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I like it. So yeah, that is the 1/3 of the way through update of this book. Did I say who recommended it to me? This was recommended to me by Kitty from Kitty and the Books. So yeah, I'm gonna read more of this today because I actually would like to finish this book tomorrow, which is just so delusional of me. But you know, I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna read a little bit more of this, and then I'll talk to you when I'm 2/3 of the way through. Okay, so I made it 2/3 of the way through Stay With Me. And I'm still liking it. I think this is a very well written book. I really empathize with our female main character. She's going through a lot. And she, you know, is not always handling situations in the best way, but I can see where she's coming from, and I can kind of empathize with her. And it's weird because I don't have kids, and I'm not at an age where kids are something that is like, I'm too young to be thinking about kids in the way that she is. Like, I want kids at some point. I really want to have children at some point. I want to be a mom. But later. Like 10 years from now, maybe. Like not yet right now. So it's a little weird to just sort of be in this area of kind of being able to empathize with her on the level of she really desperately wants kids, and I want kids too later. Like, I can't imagine my future as like a full-on adult, like not just a 20-year-old that I am right now, but like a grown-ass adult. I can't imagine that life with me not. There's a pigeon that almost flew in through the window. Oh my gosh. I was scared for a little. I almost can't imagine my life in X amount of years without children. But it's not something that right now is on my mind, if that makes sense. And so it's weird to sort of be in that I understand you, but I also don't understand you at all. Like, I know how you feel, but I also don't know how you feel type of way. And I think that is makes it a very, very interesting experience. I am not sure what exactly more I could tell you, I could talk about, because I don't want to spoil it. And I mean, it is such a character-driven story that like a lot of things, like if I talk about our main character, I also talk about what happens, and you know, right? So yeah, I don't know. The thing with this book, though, however good I can tell that it is, I wouldn't have been reading it for so long because my life is, I'm not gonna say my life is a mess, but like uni work is so overwhelming right now that I just don't have a ton of time to read or energy or whatever to be reading. And so it's taking me a long time to get through this book, which is not helping it. And I just find that I don't retain as much from this book as I would otherwise, which is also not helping me with opening this. Like, not in a way that if I now start reading it, like I could very much follow the story. I just don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about right now because I don't know. My brain is tired. And then also, this is just not a book that I typically tend to pick up. Like, I was interested in this book already before this video. I discovered, because apparently on like my document on my laptop of all the books that I want to read, it was like already on there for a really long time. I'd completely forgotten that it was there, but apparently it was. So I was interested in it, and in theory I could have picked it up, but it's just not the thing that I typically read all the time. And so, you know, because of them, like, I can see that this is good, but that's not really the type of reader that I am, or that I am all the time. And I need to be in the mood for this, but because it's taking me so long, I'm no longer in the mood for this, but I do want to finish it. And, you know, it's the struggles. Like, it's not like I'm not liking it, not being in the mood. It's just that I can see that for a different reader than me, this would probably work very well. It's just not the thing that I gravitate towards a lot of the time. I hope that makes sense. But I think what I'm going to do is just tonight sit down and read the rest of this freaking thing. Like, it's not that long. I could probably finish it tonight, and then I can give you my final updates, and then I can just, try and actually move on with this video, because it's taken me freaking ages, because my March and my April have been such a mess. Then I have to do this video in May, mostly. Which, I don't want it to bleed into June. So we need to get a wiggle on, and I'm going to try and finish this tonight so that I can start my final book for this vlog tomorrow and still be able to upload this in May. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get going. I'll let you know my final thoughts. Hi, enjoy whatever angle this is. I finished Stay With Me last night, as I said. And how do I talk about this? Everything I said yesterday remains to be true, especially the part where I was just kind of losing interest, because it is not a book that I tend to gravitate towards, and it has been taking me so long to read it, and I wasn't in the mood for it anymore. And so I think that kind of really did me with the last third. I did read it last night, but I felt very detached. Now, that being said, our main character, she was feeling quite detached from a lot of things as well. So, like, maybe it was like an intentional writing style thing. But I don't think that is all of it. I think that I myself definitely kind of checked out mentally from this book, which is such a shame. But yeah, it just, because the thing is, I can see that this is very well written. It's just not the type of book that I tend to read. And like a lot of my complaints are personal preference things, like still the thing of like a multi-POV and first person narration, that combo, not a fan. Like each of those individually, fine, but the two of them combined, no, it just makes it confusing for no reason, in my opinion. So, yeah, I didn't love that. I wasn't able to really connect emotionally in the last part, which was such a shame. And because of that, the ending felt quite, disappointing. It was like, okay, that's the end, I guess. The book is done now, rather than that I felt truly satisfied in the ending. So, yeah, I don't know, it's such a shame, because I can see that this is a good book from a technical standpoint, and like I can see why people would like this. I just don't think it's my book. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars, which is not a bad rating. It's just an indication that this may not be the thing for me fully, even though there are parts of it that I can appreciate and I did really like. There were also parts of it that I didn't like and just aren't aren't my thing. So yeah, that is the second book. Stay with me. I'm gonna start the third and final book of this vlog, which is the Raw Skark Texts by Stephen Hall, which I don't know a ton about this. It is a sci-fi horror, from what I understand, a bit like psychological as well, and it was pitched to me as similar to House of Leaves, but with an animal companion, which I love an animal companion. So yeah, we're gonna see. I don't expect like the formatting stuff to be quite as out there as House of Leaves is. But I'm excited to get to it. I have high hopes for this. I think I'm going to like it. So yeah, we'll see. This was recommended to me by Eirun from the channel Walking with Books. So yeah, I'm gonna be starting this, and I will talk to you once I get a third of the way through. Okay, so I am now a third of the way through the Raw Skark text, and I'm quite enjoying this. So this is a psychological thriller with some horror as well, and it is also listed as sci-fi. So we have a bit of a genre blend going on. It's about this guy who has lost his memory, and like he doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know anything from his life before this. He is being told that his partner died 3 years ago, and that since then he has had these relapses of memory loss as a result of that. But then he also gets letters from his previous self telling him not to trust the people saying that, and sort of trying to, there's like a different thing going on, and it has to do with like metaphysical sharks, uh, which is very interesting. It's a little weird. It's a very odd book. Like I can see the comparisons with House of Leaves. Not that I think it's the same as House of Leaves, but just because I wouldn't know what other book I would compare this to. I think that readers who like House of Leaves could really like this. We also have a bit of like playing with the formatting, but not quite. We have these weird codes that are like almost unsolvable because there are so many possibilities and stuff, and it's just very interesting. It feels like the narrative feels a little bit detached from the character. Like I don't feel very close to him, but that kind of works because we follow Eric, who is also very much detached from his old self. He doesn't remember who he is, and so he isn't really himself anymore. He's just going through the daily motions, but like there's not much feeling behind it. And so that really comes across in the narrative, which I think is really, really cool. Um, yeah, but then there are these like diary entries almost from previously where we can see him and his partner. And those are more like close and vivid and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely a narrative choice, and I think it's an interesting one. I really like it. I don't really understand half of the shark stuff, or more than half of the shark stuff. It's really, really odd. I don't know if we can get more of an explanation or not, but it's really weird. And I think I know or I understand just enough to realize when there is a risk for the main character and to be able to feel the dread and worry, but not enough to say that like I fully understand what's going on, which is also quite a skill from the author to be able to convey that, because our main character doesn't know what's going on either. So I think that that is interesting, and it really keeps in the okay, what is going on? Like I want to keep going because I want to know. Um, so yeah, I am enjoying it. Is it a new favorite at this point? Not quite, but I am really liking my time with it. So we'll see how it continues, and I will talk to you once I've gotten to the 66%. Okay, so I made it 2/3 of the way through the Raw Skark Text. This is such a weird experience to read because I feel like I have no idea what the hell this book is. But at the same time, I completely understand what's going on. It's so. A lot of it makes no sense, and yet it makes sense. It's. I don't know how to describe it because I don't understand it myself how this book works, but it works somehow. Like, I don't. What is this book? Like, I'm liking it, but what is it? It's so weird. So I think I told you what this is about. So we have these attacks from this conceptual shark, and in a bit in the first third, but especially in the second third, I'm really started to read this as sort of a metaphor for mental illness, because I think that the ways to keep this shark at bay are also related to some protective factors against things like depression and stuff. So I think that it could be read as that, but then the last few chapters that I read, I don't know that that's what it is, or that metaphor doesn't work quite as well, which of course doesn't mean that, you know, in the earlier chapters it did work. So in the earlier chapters, I can read it as that, and just because we've now gotten to a point where we maybe have to find something else to interpret this, or maybe there is no interpretive framework that works anyway, doesn't mean that, you know, that interpretation that I've had for quite a while is invalid. So I think that when I looked at the shark through the lens of mental illness, I really thought that was interesting, and the explorations of it were very interesting. And yeah, I really liked it. I'm liking it. I'm liking the cat. I feel like I can't say a lot because I don't understand this book. And yet I do. It's so. I cannot describe this experience. I cannot compare it to anything else I've read. I've already said like House of Leaves is probably closest, but it's not quite House of Leaves either. But you know, like it's similar to House of Leaves. That like, what would you compare House of Leaves to? It's so. It's so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna read the ending bit, and I'll get to you with final thoughts, and hopefully I will have figured out my thoughts by then. I hope that is soon, because this video is taking so freaking long to be made. Like, it is. This video was supposed to go up at the end of April. It is June. Like, we're almost halfway through June, and I'm still reading for this video. So I need to get going. I hope to catch up and be back on schedule after the summer because I'll have more reading time in the summer. But yeah, that is the Raw Skark Texts so far. And I will talk to you with my final thoughts and then wrap up this vlog. Hi! Okay, so I have finished the Raw Skark Text like 2 months ago. It is taking me this long. Like, I've procrastinating filming this clip for this long for no reason whatsoever. So I'll just give you my final thoughts now. I really don't remember what all I've said in previous clips because, as I said, it's been 2 months since I finished the freaking book. But I like this. It was freaking weird. I don't know what the hell some scenes were. Like, I don't know what it is, but I liked it. Essentially. It was, I don't know. I think it overstayed its welcome a little bit. Like, I wish that this book was like, I don't know, 50 pages shorter or something like that. I think that would have been, like, I would have liked that more. Like, I was really ready for it to be over by the end. Also, as I already said, 2 months have passed. It's not like I don't remember the book, but it's like, I don't know, I don't really have any strong feelings about it right now. Like, it was a thing that I read that I liked at the time. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it, but it's not like it really, like, stuck with me on an emotional level. Like, I understand, I still remember what happens, but, like, I don't really have feelings with those memories, if that makes sense. Which, I think I may have mentioned this, I felt like the narrative was a little bit distant from the characters. So that, you know, that would have, I guess, played into that. But, yeah. I don't know, this book, sorry that this is not the best wrap up for this particular thing. But as I said, a lot of time went over. This vlog is taking me so long to just get finished. Just realized it is August as I'm filming this. I don't know. I've filmed a couple videos, so I don't know which one goes out when. But this was supposed to come out at the end of April. And we're almost like 2/3 through August as I'm filming this. So, whoopsie. You will have seen it by the intro, which you've already seen, but I'm gonna film right after this clip. That, like, this product is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. I genuinely thought I could get one of these vlogs out every 2 months. Delusional. But so yeah, that was the Raw Skark Texts. I don't know, what rating did I give it? Hang on. Let me look that up real quick. 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars. I stand by that rating. I liked it. If I need to rank the books in this video, which were Sorcery of Thorns, Stay With Me, and the Raw Skark Texts, I think I definitely would put Sorcery of Thorns at the top. Then below that, the Raw Skark Texts, and then Stay With Me, I think. I enjoyed all of them. But yeah, I think that's my ranking. In, like, the overall ranking of all the books, I think actually, like, all 3 of them would slot in between Strange a Dreamer and what was it called? Big Magic, Small Magic? The, whatever, like, the self-help book was that came after. It's like not Good Vibes, Good Lives, because that book was. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really tired as of filming this, and as I said, it's taking me forever to film this vlog, so I need to finish it now, because it's going to take even longer if not. So, that is the vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of these books, let me know your thoughts. But yeah, that's it. I hope to get at least one more of these done this year. Like, the bar is in hell right now, okay? But I hope that there's at least gonna be one more this year, and yeah, that is that. See you in another video. Bye.